morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Oh, having way too much fun.
It's a
How you
beautiful
guys?
day, even though it's been rainy. So, well, we are Vern and Donna. Gable. This is the Gable Bus. We live here with our 3 boys, and only 2 of which are here. So
8, 13, and 14.
yeah,
They're busy.
yeah.
Fun age.
It is a fun age. It is a fun age.
A trying age, I would say. It is fun, but
Yeah.
the attitude and the things that
It's like
come
2
with
on
teenagers.
steroids.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Absolutely. Love them dearly, but definitely test your patience,
Yes.
that's for sure.
Yes. Well, you want to come see our house?
Sure. Let's take a look.
All right.
Of course, it's well lived in. With 3 boys, it's really hard to try to keep it clean, but
Do you want me to kick my shoes off?
it's up to you. We can clean it.
Okay.
So
You can
it's
dig
been
them up.
rainy, so the good thing is the floor cleans up really easy.
I won't track your house up.
So we did all the work ourselves. We only hired out one thing, and that was the spray foam insulation.
It's the best way to do it. I did my own. I'd rather have a pro do it.
You know, I wanted to do it because I like to do things myself, and I wanted to do it, but when it came down to it, I think it was actually going to cost me more to do it myself, and then I still had to deal with the mess of it. I mean, I prepped it and got it all ready, and I actually, was in there with the guy, and kind of helped him as he went, but he knows what he's doing, and that was it. So
Yeah.
so our best friends helped us. We couldn't have got it done without them. He's very mechanically inclined, just like I am, and
They're a
Put
good team.
together.
They work together really well.
yeah.
Very efficient, putting their heads going, okay, this works, no, this doesn't work. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board.
Yep.
Yeah, so there was a lot of that, like banging heads and
Because we did
moving
it.
things around. And
Because we did it between around 6 to 8 months is our build time. So, and again, I could have done a lot, but not all that without him. So.
no, not at all. He actually built our cabinets. They're all custom made. We looked into purchasing them, but we just couldn't find what we wanted and what was sturdy. And
Sure.
Just like anything,
With-
it's got to fit your space too.
well, with the
so.
pandemic, there was like no supplies. So what we wanted would be like 6 months to get roughly, and we just didn't have that kind of time frame.
And he's
so.
like, I think I can build cabinets. I said, I think I'll let you.
Yep.
So yeah,
Cabinets are easy.
they turned out
Yeah, they
really,
really are.
well. We put in some garbage can sliding here. We just tried to maximize
Of course, multiple
all the
because of
space.
kids.
I love the stove.
Yes.
I have a little 3-burner, and I don't always use. Well, it's just me.
Right.
So
Well, it makes a difference.
sometimes I use all 3, but
Yeah.
and I always wanted a big stove.
Well, like yesterday, it was my birthday, and she's like, let me make you a cake or at least brownies. I'm like, not to do that, but she made brownies. So,
Sure.
we certainly could have done it with an RV one, but again, with 5 people in here, especially, a couple of teenage boys, we're gonna have a lot going on, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the camper stove, I felt like we had a camper before this, and the stove was so unpredictable. We always were burning things, and if something said in my house, something said 20 minutes, it was 20 minutes. But in the camper, it was sometimes it would be like 18 minutes, and sometimes it would be 25 minutes, and most of the time it would burn the bottom. So doing it full time, I wanted a full stove and a full refrigerator, being that we have the 3 boys. I love to bake, I love to cook, so we wanted that. It wasn't something I was willing to skimp on.
At that age, I described my son as a black hole surrounded by boy. You could open the refrigerator and just watch everything just get sucked right out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, the couch turns into a full bed.
So,
We're hoping to have some friends meet us along the way on the road. We got that from, was it an RV?
our buddy made this table. It's actually got 2 leaves, so it comes out to here, so we can all sit around the table. And,
Nice.
He said, I want to help with something. What can I do? And I said, we need a table. And he's a wood guy. And I said, this is what we want. And he's like, okay. Do I have free reign? I said, yep. Bring me a table that I can install. And he did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, then my husband built the mount for it, and yeah, we love that it's stationary, it's small, but then it comes out when we need it to be.
I do like how you took the signage out and made it into a.
Yeah, we actually liked the signage because it had the big Rolodex. It had, you know, Quantico, Atlantic City, all those East Coast, you know, destinations, and I liked it.
I toured a bus. I forget where it was. Schoolie Swarm, I think, in Florida, a couple years ago.
Okay.
And he had that. And he goes, "Where are you from?" It's like, "Yeah, I got that."
Yeah,
That was cool.
It was cool. I liked it, and I almost kept
it.
it. But as soon as we pulled it out, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of natural light right there. I think we're gonna leave that out. So, so it kind of works out good.
To add more books and more things from the road up there.
Sure.
So we like having the space.
That's fun. So yeah, so this is obviously just the rest of the kitchen. She wanted a big sink again. You know, lots of dishes because of the 3 boys. So.
Wait, we gotta do our little barn. We've got a little barn door here that we built some pantry space here.
Every inch counts when it comes to finding a home for everything. So.
Do you have this door sliding while you're driving?
No, we pin it on. We did.
Oh, okay.
But I put a pin on the back side because it would go. Boom.
We learned. Or this way, it would kind of shoot. Became like
it's one of those. The very first day on the road, we all learn what
learn it.
Doesn't
Yes.
isn't where
we learned a lot.
I thought that was going to stay. No,
it does not. So we've got 3 bunks here. So the boys have their own 8-foot space, and I went ahead and their dressers underneath so that they can actually have clothes storage, but it doesn't take up any of, you know, like dresser space. So
sure.
You want to show them how you did the light switches and.
Yeah, they each got their own switch panel, so they have their own light switch, and they have their own 12-volt powers and everything. And the youngest one.
Yeah, you don't want one that wants to read the book till midnight and keep everybody else up. Yeah.
Yep. And they, you know, they can close themselves off. You know,
Sure.
go to your room and you have your privacy.
I have curtains on my bed.
Yeah.
So that for that, and if I don't want to wake up when the sun's shining through the other window.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Or I want to take a nap and it's daytime.
Yeah. So we built.
Our oldest is up here, but we built this so that we can access the washing machine, and again, so you can get to our clothes and stuff without having to fight for it. So.
And on struts, so it's really easy to get up and down.
Yeah. And again, his dresser is in here as well, so his clothes are. There's access to it. He's not with us, so his bed isn't made yet. But.
Yeah, so this is the struts that just goes up and down, makes it really nice and easy for accessibility.
Yeah. Of course, just regular bathroom, shower.
A pretty big shower.
Of course, my son, my oldest, he's 6'1", and so I'm like, I'm 6 foot, he's 6'1". I'm like, well, we need space for, you know.
Yeah.
And he stinks. So.
Yeah, I love the rain head showers.
He stinks. He's a teenager.
I put in mine. I'll have to show you, but I have a rain head, and I have a handheld.
Okay.
Oh.
So I can.
Yeah.
I say that's the one that gets me wet, and this is the one that gets all the nooks and crannies.
Yep. There you
Nice.
go. There you go.
Yeah, we've definitely learning to conserve water and taking showers in a whole different way.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely learn to conserve and live a lot differently, and that it's comfortable. The initial thought going into it was, oh, that's going to be really difficult. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to acclimate to that, but we've really fallen in love with the
actually easier than we
simplicity.
thought. I mean, you find real quick what you need, what you don't need, and even I mean, we've been living it since May of this year, and we haven't traveled much yet, but we're at that point now, but we're still. I'm already finding things. I'm like, that's been in the storage bay since May, and we haven't even touched it. I mean, so.
Well, with your bus, you've got those huge storage bays underneath that sort of encourages you to have more stuff than you really need.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, it's.
Trust me, I just added more storage on mine, and somehow they're getting filled.
Yeah, imagine that. So.
Yeah, and mine's a less stuff bus, and I'm somehow getting more stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, so this bed also is on the strut, so it lifts up.
So this is where our dresser's basically at.
Kind of a disaster under there. But it has
We put drawers in so that if there's no stuff in there, we can actually rotate the drawers out.
There's
but-
4
Oh, okay.
big dresser drawers that are on rollers.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier to get to that.
Yes.
Well, I was worried about, I mean, I have long arms, but she does, and I was worried about if there's clothes back there, that's going to be a nightmare to try to get to, but you take everything out here, which is still a pain, but then you can actually...
But even if you made the bed go this way, then you still got even farther to reach.
Yep, so...
Yeah, so we just tried to maximize all of it again, and I love having that space underneath there, and the bed going up and down is pretty easy. And then we've got more storage in the cabinets back there.
Yeah, this is her dresser.
And
Another part of her dresser.
And then another big storage.
And that's
space
full
right there.
storage. That's closed there too. Just
Yep.
because again, you know, you've got the engine hump back here, and we had to maneuver around that and figure out what we're gonna do. So
Well, I like how you did the screen over the...
yeah, that was an afterthought. We were trying to figure out how we were gonna do the screens because, you know, airflow in a bus like this, well, any bus really, but specifically this one, it's got the big windows, and it's like there's no...
Yeah, and your windows hinge out. Yeah,
Yes.
with the school bus, they're up and down, and
so at least you can open them and you could put an exterior screen, but so ours don't do that, so we needed some airflow, and I'm like, I got on Amazon and found those. I'm like, I can make a screen and that would be perfect. And then they make them big enough so we can do these windows. I did one in the living room already, and I've got more kits. I just time. So
But it makes a big difference. I'd rather sleep with the
Huge
windows
difference.
open every night. I love
I
fresh
mounted
air.
screens outside. I only have half screens on the outside. I'm going to change them.
Yeah.
I lost one on the highway on the way up here.
Oh,
Yeah, a truck came up next to me and just...
sucked it.
And he
right
got
off.
right next to me and was signaling me to play with the air horn, so we were back and forth.
Yeah.
But all that turbulence just tore one of my screens off.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it.
So you got here and you're like,
Never-
oh.
Till I got to Walmart, went in shopping, came out and realized there was a screen gone. Luckily, my cat didn't notice that the screen was gone because she would have jumped out.
Right. Come on.
So,
Thank
oh well.
goodness. Right.
It's a window I won't open while I'm here.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. But it's nice
No.
to have that airflow, especially the last few nights here have been...
No, this is the
Nice.
second bus that's here that I've seen the use of insulators.
Oh.
That's it for lighting.
She picked those up at a garage sale, and
Yeah.
actually when we had our house, and then they sat at our house for the longest time, you know, because we didn't have a place to put them, and then when we sold and everything, and she's like, can we find a use for these in the bus? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, they're...
I used to collect them. I have no idea what happened to my collection, or I'd be
doing it.
maybe when I go
That was one of the first things. I was like, okay, that's going
Yeah.
to be
things,
our
things I
bedroom
did as
on
a
the bus.
teenager, collected all kinds of stuff.
And I bought 12-volt lights and just converted them over 12 volts.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
very nice.
handy.
Do you have any kind of social media presence if people wanted to ask questions?
We are on Instagram, the Gable Bus. We're also on YouTube. It's the Gable Bus, I think, on YouTube as well. Honestly, I haven't done a lot there because it was a lot of work to try to build the bus
Yeah,
and
I
do
know.
that. And I'm like,
We
Belie-
figured
I
when
know,
we get on the
believe
road,
it.
it'll be
I'm sure.
easier.
I'm sure. So yeah,
And you were working full time.
and I was working full time. So now that she's actually working remote and I'm no longer working. So
Hopefully we'll be able to get back into it and do some more of it. and
Well, thank you
it'll
for the
be
tour.
easier.
Definitely.
Thank you
Thanks, Steve.
very much.
I hope you enjoyed the tour of that latest rig. I will have a new one next Saturday. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified. So make sure you don't miss them. Lots of cool rigs coming up this year. See you down the road, my friends. Stay safe.